I had a little bit of success in it, but hey, Erica, but not like I wanted to. I made it to like the first level of promotion in the company, but I learned a lot. And the main thing that I was in there for a few years, but the main thing that I was trying to find was a system because I realized that all million-dollar earners, they always had a system that they worked. And when you have a system, then all you have to do is work your system and then put people in that system. So my upline at the time, who currently lives here in Tampa, um, he was the type of person, he was making 16,000 a month. But I know it sounds crazy, but he had no clue how he got there. And he just worked hard. He just went out there and hustled. But again, if you're going to be a million dollar earner has a system. So you can work hard and hustle in this business and just fight, fight, fight. I have teammates who are doing it. And they make it to a certain level. But if you do what's called, you peak right at that level because you hustled to a level. But when you put systems in place, then you duplicate through that system and you actually can build a business. So I went to my upline at that time in Primerica and I told him, I said, man, I need to know your system because we used to go to conventions over here, conventions over there. And every time we come back from a convention, we were going to do that system that we learned at that particular convention. And I'm like, this is not going to work. We're not never going to make $1 million doing it this way. So I sat, before I exited, I sat down with him and I said, him and his wife, and I said, I need to know your system. I said, I need to figure out how I can best get results and so that it can be duplicated. It's something I can run with for a long period of time. And well, the straw that broke the camel's back for me was she told me, she said, just follow the company. And she said, what do you mean, what's the system? Just follow the company. And at that point, I made my decision that I'm out. I'll never be able to feed my family on that. The reason why, got a little one with me tonight, my helper. The reason why I said I know I'll never make it there with them under their leadership is because the company, my econ or Primerica or whatever company, they actually are paying you to create a system. So when you come in with the system, it doesn't matter, and any system works as long as it's a system. Okay, so they pay you to create the system, and when you create the system, they talk you up. Okay, so if she's telling me to follow the company system, I know I'm going to be in big trouble. Okay, so I say that to say in my econ, after I left Primerica, I went to another company called Talk Fusion. Now, the owner of that company actually lives here in Tampa, and he had a system, and that system was like it was 4 steps, and I was like, I'm at home, I can do this. It was like invite, presentation, follow up, and close. That simple. Invite, presentation, follow up, and close. So I started mastering that system, and I was excited because the founder of the company, he was actually, I don't know if he was building the business at the time, but I know he was very heavily involved, and he had a background in building, just like Mr. Stokes and Mr. Curry. So I grabbed a hold of that system. Invite, follow up, invite, presentation, follow up, close. So when the reason why I left that company is because they marketed a video thing, and I was more apt to looking for something in the financial field. So when I was introduced to my econ, I was like, yeah, this is it. But I saw each training that I got in Primerica. I saw the training that I got in Talk Fusion. I saw that if I just bring that over here in my econ, it was a match made in heaven because I can take the financial aspect, which is what I always wanted to be in, and also now I can combine that with a system. Combine those two aspects together, and there was no way we can fail. So that's what we did when we came here. We had leads coming through. We had a system in place. And for a long time, that's what I did here when we first started. I invited, I sent them a presentation, I follow up, and I closed. We hit EVP Gold in our first 45 days here, and went on from there. And the qualifications was a lot different when we got started with my econ, because we didn't get promoted based upon the active associates. We got promoted based upon the amount of CV, promotional volume that you had. So it was a little bit harder than it was today. So they made a lot of changes, and it made it a lot easier for people. But then we went on to platinum. So, but before we went to platinum, we were at EVP Gold, and we were going to Game Changer, and Brian Bean was always saying, prospect, peak and pass, present, plug in, and promote. And I was like, I'm doing what I'm doing. This is working right here. Invite, presentation, follow up, and close. And I was like, okay, Brian Bean's making big money. He's doing big things. I need to jump onto his system and see if it's something I want to incorporate. So that's when the 6 P's came in, is prospect, peak, and pass. And when we made that little tweak, that peak and pass, then things really escalated for us. So it was the fact of still having a system. So I'm saying all that to say is your system is what builds the business, and all you gotta do is bring people into the system. So your focus should be to really master the system, and then all you have to do now is find the right people to bring into the system and take them and then put them in that system and then let them do their thing. Now the game becomes, how many no's can I take? How much time am I willing to put in finding the right group of people to get this thing in orbit? Okay, because I need to find the right people that are sharp enough, that are tough enough, that are ambitious enough, that are motivated enough, that are hungry enough, that if I just give them a system to show them where they can reach their goals and dreams and make the money that they want to make, all I need to do is get out of their way. Okay, so I let Miss Panetta know the other day, you want to be looking for some young Thundercats, okay? 25 to 35, 25 to 45, around that age. No disrespect if you're older than that or if you're younger than that. But you want to get some young people that are going to run for a long period of time, okay? That's going to be around for the next 10 to 15 years. So you have these assets in place that will just pump out income for you, okay? Because all they're going to do is go get all their friends who are the same age, and they're going to build that dynasty, build an empire for you, and then you can lead that organization. So long story short, we went from, we started adding the prospect, peak and pass, present, and then things really took off for us, and we just started mastering the system. So now your focus should be is mastering the system, continue to tweak it, continue to get good at it, and then again, now just funnel the right people through. So there's an approach that you can take, 2 approaches. One, you can just throw a lot of people against, they call it throw them against the wall and see what sticks. That's what most people do. So if you're breathing, if you can fog up a mirror, then I'll sign you up and bring you in. You can join my team, and we'll sit back and see what you do. Okay. I'm against that, but if it works for you, most people, if that's what you want to do, then do that. I'm totally against that. I would rather spend my time with people that's going to do something, that's going to at least put forth the effort, that's going to at least show up, right, and act like they want to learn and work with them, than to have a whole organization, thousands of people that's not doing anything. Okay. And then they quit, and then 6 months they got to re-up again. You got to find somebody else. My focus right now is 20 CEO infinities. Okay, 20 CEO infinities. That's 1,000 people in that organization. That's 20,000 people. So again, I have my system down: prospect, peak and pass, present, plug in, and promote. Now we want to bring them in and teach them that system. And now it's just, again, how strong, how much of a leader can you become to be able to lead that organization? Okay, so got my daughter here. She is ransacking my office right now. Put all my 3x5 cars in the trash. So, but again, I started off saying, y'all, I just want to congratulate Terrence for his efforts. Last week we've been working together, peeking and passing, and he's also. So we'll do that real quick too. Do a quick role play of the system, because I told him you focus on, you master that. Now all you gotta do is just plug the right people in. So you still ready, Terrence?
Yeah, my which role am I gonna be?
You're gonna be the prospector.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Can we get a volunteer? He's used to working with me. Can I get a volunteer to be that prospect that he don't know about?
How about this, man? Which we on a group call? Which one of y'all watched the video? Ain't none of y'all watched the video?
It was taxes. I'm sorry. I had my taxes to do this week, so I'm sorry about that, guy. That's not the answer that you want, but I apologize.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. What? So I mean, I could ask her when she's gonna watch it and assume, or we could just jump ahead. I don't know how you want me to go.
Okay. So who's able to role play with him real quick? We'll start from the top. Just a quick prospect, and then peek and pass.
I got it.
Okay, thanks, Michelle. So I'll see you later, baby. All right, sorry about that.
Work with me, Terrence.
All right, no problem.
So I go first?
We're going to assume that you watched the video. No, I'm going to go first.
Okay.
No, so take it all the way from the top, Terrence. So you're asking her if she keeps her options open to earn additional income outside of what she's currently doing, and then I have a short video to send over to you. Take it all the way from the top.
Terrence, you start first.
Okay. Well, do you keep your options open to earning additional income outside of what you're currently doing?
I believe that's the type of person I am. Yeah, I'm going to say yes.
Okay, good, great. Well, I do have a 7-minute video if you're open to looking at that. And I got stuck for a second. Yeah, I have a 7-minute video I can send over to you. If I sent that over to you, could you prioritize some time to watch that?
Yeah, 7 minutes. That sounds good. I can do that.
All right, I can get back to you in about 15, 20 minutes or so.
You want me to watch it right away?
If you had the time, that would be great. If not, I can check back with you later.
So it's 7 minutes. Yeah, watch that.
Okay, great. I'm go ahead and send it over. Dre, we didn't really role play the follow up prior to having the initial take it from the top. So she would have to hang up now, and I'll have to get back with her.
Okay, I'm sorry. Say that one more time. What was the breakdown?
So she would just be hanging up now. Now I will be getting back with her. That would be the first part. I'll have to check back with her to make sure she watched the video.
Okay. Okay. When you supposed to check back with her?
15 minutes, you told me.
Okay.
Terrence, didn't you say 15?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, I did.
Okay, cool. So now you follow back over?
All right, here it is. All right. Did you get an opportunity to watch the video?
I did, Terrence. I really did. Yes, I did.
All right, good information, huh?
It was good information.
All right. Well, pretty much what I need to know if you want more information based on what you saw.
Yeah, send me something else. Yeah.
Okay, good. We do have a 40-minute presentation that I can send over to you. I'd like to let you know off the top that it's 40 minutes long, so you can prioritize some time to actually watch that. You think you can
Can't
do that?
watch it. I can't watch it right away.
You can't watch it right away?
No, I can't.
No,
I
that's
gotta run out real quick.
that's okay. That works out perfectly fine. Um, Actually, what I like to do is schedule a follow up anyway, but it's going to explain a little bit about who we are, what we do, and how we make our money. Um, but within 24 hours or so, I would like to schedule a time to follow up back with you. So, would tomorrow work out for you?
Yeah, tomorrow will be good. Make it early though, please.
All right, early as in 9, 10, or like 2,
10 o'clock
3.
sounds good. Can you call me at 10?
10 should be fine for me. So I have you in tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and I'll be sending that right over to you.
Thank you.
All right. The only thing I want to tell you, though, if you cannot make the appointment, I appreciate it more than you could imagine. If you could let me know as soon as you know if you're unable to do so, okay?
Sounds good. I'm that type of person. I can do that.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And I'll get that over to you right away. And I'll talk to you tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You have a
Okay.
good day.
Thank you.
Wow, perfect. Excellent. Good stuff. So that's the gist of it. That's how you want to. Any questions on that, Terrence? How you feel you did?
Maybe a B plus.
Yeah. But that's what you do. You keep tweaking it. You keep tweaking it, and you get better at it. But you want to. It's very important that you take that time to PDR, practice, drill, and rehearse. When I get off the call tonight, I'm going to spend some time practice, drilling, and rehearsing for about an hour. My information. I do it. I try to do it at least every day. Practice, drill, and rehearse. That's the only way you're going to get good. And this is your movie. Whoever your favorite actor is, I'm sure they do. You got something, Miss Bonetta?
Yes, I just wanted to say I didn't want to tell Terrence I was not ignoring him. I just didn't want to do a lot of talking this evening. But I do want to say Terrence did an awesome job. I think he did awesome to me.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah, you did good too. That was good. I mean, I like it the way you did it. It's fine. However you do it, we gotta practice every which corner.
Oh, that was Miss Sheila. That wasn't me. That was Miss Sheila.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay. I'll take it, Miss Sheila.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Thank you so much.
It's all good.
Yes.
Go ahead, Andre. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay. Absolutely. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. You'll know the difference between them by Miss Bonetta got that accent. They're awesome.
Okay.
Andre, what accent? What accent do I have?
You have an accent. It's almost like a New York accent. It sounds like.
Oh my God! And I'm from Philadelphia. Oh Lord.
Yeah. Okay. Every now and then it comes out.
Okay.
I'll say a city accent. Then put it that way.
Okay, I am from the city. I am. I do have a city. Okay, I got you.
I'm DC.
Oh,
And you know
Okay,
how
Mama.
people sound. So
uh,
I'm acting up right now because I'm trying to act like I'm a little prop.
Perfect. So yes, practice, drill, and rehearse is vitally important so that you can become comfortable. And this needs to be second nature to you so that you can do this in your sleep. You're going to get all different kinds of things that people say, things that people do, but you want to get past, the reason why I'm saying this is you want to get past that so you can move on over to the bigger and better things. And bigger and better things is being able, one of the things I want to chat about tonight is your personal story and also being able to close. When you close on the call, again, you also want to want to see yourself as a trainer. So not only should you learn this, But if you're ever going to become an overrider, you got to learn it so you can teach this to your people. Okay. So if you ever, I heard a guy say today, he said, I don't talk to trainees. I don't train trainees. I train trainers. So that's what this is, a more of a trainers call versus just trying to train people. So if you're ever going to get duplication going on in your organization, you got to have the system mastered so that you can teach your people. Okay. You don't want to bring them aboard to bring them here to learn it. You want to be the ones who can teach them so you can go off and do your own call, okay, and get duplication going, get override going in your organization, okay. So you got to learn how to, you got to get good at the close as well. Be comfortable with that. So right now we use, and we're gonna work with Miss Sheila again real quick. Actually, let's see if Erica on. She's a superstar. When it comes to closing real quick, but you want to get comfortable with it and you want to practice it a lot. Okay, you want to practice it a lot, and you can take your closing to a whole new level, but you want to start off with something basic that, again, that's duplicatable. And that's why we've always did the 4 questions. Did you watch the information? What did you like best about what you saw? What questions do you have, if any? Sounds like you're ready to get started. Okay. Then once you have that down, you have your skeleton, then you can start putting some meat on the bones, okay? And you can tweak it, make it better, whatever, but anytime you need to fall back or have a default, then you can just go back to the 4 questions. You can always go back to the prospect, peak and pass, present, plug, and then promote. So you always want to have something that's your skeleton that you can always fall back on, okay? So with that being said, Artisha, you ready to do your part real quick?
I am. Can you hear me?
All right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Sorry about being late. As everyone knows or should know, our book of the month is Rich Dad's Cash Flow Quadrant. And I just have 2 quick points this evening. Page, let's see here, 78. I'm knee deep into the book now. So he's talking about really developing yourself on the right side of the quadrant, which we know is the business and investor side. And the first point that I want to point out is that he says, again, this is page 78 of the Cash Flow Quadrant. He says, when you are at work, work hard. But remember that what you do after work with your paycheck and your spare time will determine your future. If you work hard on the left side, which is the E and the S side, you'll work forever. If you work hard on the right side, which is the B and the I side, you have a chance of finding freedom. And so with us getting on the call every Monday night, it's been Thursday night, it's been Sunday night before, with us doing that, this is that's what he's talking about. What you do after you get off of work or after you complete whatever activities you're doing between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. This is helping you to have a chance of what he calls finding freedom. And then the next and last point is specifically about network marketing, because he's an advocate of network marketing. He says the most important key to success with a network marketing company is a long-term commitment on your part, as well as the organization's part, in order to mold you into the business leader you want to become. And I think that is very important, because I'll just give my story real quick. When I first started network marketing, and I was joking with Andre yesterday, when I first got married to Andre, I thought I was perfect. I thought there was nothing wrong with me. And I really didn't think that I needed to change and grow. I thought I was a pretty good person. But as we began to get into our marriage, I started to see that, hey, I needed to grow and I needed to change. And it's the same thing with building a network marketing organization. we're all going to have to grow into the leaders that we think that we are, but we're going to have to grow into them and develop. And whether you know it or not, on Monday night now, between 8:30 and 9:30, that's exactly what you're doing. And every time you read, every time you listen to a training, that's what you're doing. You're putting a deposit on the person that you want to become. And that's it, Dre. Did you want me to announce the book from for next month, or did you already do that? Hello?
Yeah, I was muted. No, go ahead. That's fine. If you have it there with you.
Oh, actually I do. So the book of the month for next month, so you can go ahead and order it and get a head start on it, so you can, contribute to the conversation, etc. Is called The Law of Confession. I'm not sure how to hold this so that you all can see it.
It's perfect.
Okay.
It's good.
It's backwards to me. Okay. So it's called The Law of Confession. Let me turn my screen up too. Okay. It's called The Law of Confession by Dr. Bill Winston. And just to give you just a little snippet about this, I'm really excited about this being our next book of the month, because it talks about how important words are and what you say. So it's not just what you do, but what you say is very important as well, and helps to develop what you believe. So it's really a good book. I've already started. So, But anyway, if anybody had any questions, let me know. Or did anybody else have any takeaways from the cash flow quadrant that they've read so far?
I'm enjoying it. I really am. When I was doing Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it's been a long time ago. I understood a lot of it, but I didn't too. But I took in a lot, and I was, you're trying to do 5 or 6 things at one time. So now everything is coming. I'm understanding a lot, from my econ to Brian Bean to other leaders. It's just now coming where I can understand what I'm reading, and I'm trying to say. So that makes me feel good, and that's why I posted that the other day, because it's like, wow, I understand this stuff now. And Andre, you were right. So listening to Brian Bean, you can see that Brian Bean took a lot of his stuff from these types of books, and I'm seeing this stuff that he's saying in these books. So that's just me. He read, he understood, and now he can say it. And even the credit clinic the other day, and I had to write it out. I told you, I write what people say. I write it down. I look at it. I talk it over. And now I can almost talk that stuff.
That's
now,
right.
It's real good. I'm just saying, I can almost talk that stuff. Yeah. And it makes me feel good, because I'm out in locally, and somebody says something about credit, and I'm saying, oh, did you know there was 5 FICO scores, and so is only doing 1 FICO score? I mean, I act like I know something. So that's scary.
Right.
So anyway, yes, I'm enjoying the book.
That's good. That's good. Anybody else before I chime in? I hear you. All right. Okay. No, that's good, Miss Yu. That's awesome, because that's what I focus on too. Because what, like our teacher said, building is a language. It's a language. But that's what I think. I always say, if I talk like they talk, then I can have what they have. It's something that I don't know. It's something that I'm not saying yet. That's not creating the attractive factor for my prospects. So what I'm committing to doing is doing a video at least once a day. That's my goal, to do 1 video a day. But what I'm doing is I listen to tapes. I listen to CDs. Did I say tapes? I don't have no tapes. I do actually. Our teacher just bought me a tape player. But I listen to books, and I get the content from there, because I start speaking those things, and then like Ms. Sheila said, they get in you. Once they get in you, then you start coming across as an authority. You creating that value gap from your prospects. They are attracted to you. They are attracted to you when you start speaking another language. Okay, when you start speaking another language, I have this book here. It's called Magnetic Sponsoring. Okay, so that's like a magnet. The way magnetic sponsoring works, it's by Mike Dillard. If you want to pick it up, I think I put it out there a while back before, but really, really good. It just talks about, you know, bringing value to people. People are attracted to you. So I get inboxes every day. People fill out my form every day. People leave me comments on my YouTube videos and stuff like that. And all I know is I'm attracting. When I talk to a lot of my leads, you know, that finally pick up the phone, one of the things that they always say is, hey, I've been following you for a year. So I've been not nearly where I want to be at, but I'm learning to speak the language of freedom. And that's why it's important to read these books. I'm not concerned who got the book, who doesn't have the book, who's reading it, who's not reading it. And because you have to hold yourself accountable, and it'll show up it'll show up in your life. So like Ms. Sheila said, I'm able to, I see it, I hear it, becoming a part of me. Okay, so when these things become a part of you, then people will start being attracted to you, and they want to be a part of you. This is a leadership business. This is not network marketing. Okay, like I told Ms. Panetta the other day, you're not a network marketer. You're not in network marketing. You are a business owner who happens to use network marketing to build wealth. Okay, so this is a leadership business, and people are going to be attracted to leaders. Okay.
Andre, can I say something?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Okay, so on my page, I posted that hi. You know, I want to count all the people that will say hi to me. I found that post from someplace else,
Okay.
and I felt like the spirit was just telling me use it, use it. And I wanted to see who would say hi to me, but I also wanted to reach out to them, of course, to ask them what you're doing, you know, get a little nosy what you're doing with yourself, da 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 da.
Right.
And by doing so, I got to see who would speak to me. And then I said, okay, so now that I know who would speak to me, let me go investigate them and what they're into, and, you know, and speak to them in a different way after I initially. And I got some good leads out of that. I really did.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. People are they will respond and you see what they're up to, and then that leads into something else, you know. So lot of different things are available to us. We just gotta, you know, like she said, step out there and do them and see what comes of it. Another thing, the book that we're going to take a look at next month, The Law of Confession, is a spiritual book by Dr. Bill Winston, and it's something that me and Artisha have been learning to apply to our business on a consistent basis. If you look at, if you saw the video of her, you see behind her head there's a lot of note tabs and stuff like that, and and pictures and stuff like that. We take, some people say goal setting, but we take having what we say very seriously. And we, you know, that's our living room. Okay, so it's not our house is not our house. Our house is our lab on our way to our mansion. Okay, so it's our lab on our way to our mansion. So people come to our house. We have pictures all over the place. We got our goals, our dreams, and everything else, so that we can constantly see them and constantly speak them into existence. It's not. So there's a book by Tom Newberry called "Success is Not an Accident." Okay, so it won't be an accident when you see us doing and living and driving and having the things that we've been believing for, because we've been working on them for such a long time. So you have to do the exact same thing, because those are the laws of success. And I'll give you a quick testimony real quick. We're we're believing for a brand new, free and clear Yukon Denali XL for my wife. That's her vehicle. That's what she's getting. That's her next vehicle.
All right.
Black. So the other day, I have a hookup at a Hertz car rental. We rented a car. We went out of the city for just a day for a family event with Artisha, her family, inside of her family. And anyway, the guy that at the Hertz car rental who was going to get me a car, and he said, you taking the children with you? I said, yeah, I think they're going with me. And he said, you want an SUV or you want a mid-sized vehicle? I said, man, if you got an SUV, I'll take it. Now, there's plenty of SUVs out here. There's thousands of them, different kinds, different colors, everything. And I saw him, he had in his hand the keys to the vehicle. He had a Chevy. I don't know what it was, but I just saw the Chevy keys, and he was just holding them in his hand, and he was just thinking. He was like, and then he was like, you know what? I got one for you. And I didn't even ask him what it was. I just said, hey, you got an SUV, I'll take it. So we walked downstairs. We was waiting on the drive at the front drive to bring the car around for me. And he said, I got a Yukon for you. And I wasn't even surprised. The reason why I was surprised is because it's on its way. It's coming. It's trying to find its way to us, and we ain't doing it with car payments. It's going to be free and clear. Okay. So, but our belief is out there. I ain't getting spooky on you now, but our belief is out there, and we believe we receive it already. So she is finding our way to it. So we spent the whole day driving in a nice plus Yukon Denali. It was beautiful, and we enjoyed it. It wasn't the XL, the one that we want, but it was a shorter version, but it was her, and it was black. It was everything. So she's coming. She'll be here real soon. So you heard it here first. But the law of confession is what that book talks about, how to bring things to pass that you want, that you believe me for. So it's going to be a good book to get a hold of for next month. So any questions? Anybody got anything you want to share real quick before I move on? Got your Artisha on that note. Appreciate that. That's going to be it at the end. All right. Cool. All right. So everybody good? All right. Now, here is something that I want to, let me share my screen with you real quick. If you haven't noticed about me yet, I'm a systems person. I'm really big on systems. I'm really big on process. And I was listening to a training the other day, and one of the things that the guy was sharing, and I always listen to $1 Million Earners, but one of the things that he was sharing was that once you get your system in place of being able to bring people in as far as recruiting, I don't think I have a problem with recruiting. I think we have a problem with duplication. If you're brand new, if you're just now mastering the system and learning the system, if you've been around with us a while, Ms. Sheila, Erica, Ms. Bernetta, Dre, we don't have a problem recruiting and bringing people in. We know how to bring people through the system. We might have a problem on the prospecting side or marketing side and bringing in people to put in the system, but we'll tackle that too. But I think one of the biggest problems that we run into is once you get that person, how can we move them through the process where they come out duplicated on the other side? So if a person joins, how do we get them trained? How do we get them an orientation so that we can duplicate and get in the override business? Okay. Again, I'm big on that. I'm not the type of person that I want to just recruit, throw you against the wall, see who sticks, see who show up. I believe, again, that's a disservice to people. I believe it's totally unethical because people are giving you their money and they're expecting a result. But if they're not going to do what they need to do, keep your money. Don't waste your time. So again, I feel that's unethical. So if a person's going to come in, I want them to know that I'm going to give them everything that I got so that they can have success here. Okay. And if they choose to not show up, they choose to not do what they need to do, then they can leave and exit knowing full well that they didn't do what they were supposed to do. But it wasn't that I just recruited you and never talked to you ever again because you never showed up to training or you never called me. Okay, so I don't want that. I don't want that to ever be said about this organization. With that being said, about a couple weeks ago, I did a video, orientation video to bring when a new teammate comes in. All you have to do is send them to that video so that they can watch that video and get going, get up and running. Well, what I'm finding out is one, either they're not watching the video. Two, my teammates are sending them to the video. They're not watching it. Something, there's a breakdown there, and we want to fill that hole. So what I propose that we do, and this is definitely what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take this. This is the presentation that I did. How many people have watched the orientation or the fast start training video? This video here that I did, or even remember watching?
I have watched it.
You have, Michelle?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? I know it's not too many people on the call.
To be honest with you, I may have watched it. I may not just remember exactly what it is.
Okay.
That you're talking about.
And you came through Miss April, so I'm not even sure if she got it over to you or not. But and then Miss Bonetta, she not. And then Erica. So here's what I'm proposing. I want our teammates to, when you bring a person in, this is going to be good for everybody. When you bring a person in, not only, and me and my wife are going to put together a little roadmap so that you can know how to go from each step to each step. So after you sign a person up, after they sign up, you immediately want to find out what 3 people they want to put on their team right away, but you immediately want to schedule within the next 24 hours an orientation with that new teammate. Okay, so instead of sending them to a video, you want to walk them through orientation. Okay, now whether you have 2 or 3 people, you can schedule time where you can get them all together, get them on Zoom or get them on a phone call or meet with them face to face. But in order for us to build leaders, we're going to need our leaders to know how to do this orientation themselves. Why? Here's a couple things that's going to happen. Number one, you're going to be able to talk to that teammate face to face or on the phone or however, and give them the lowdown of what you expect from them, because I don't want you wasting your time. Okay, give them the lowdown, tell them what you expect from them and what you need from them. You can use this presentation here. I'm going to put it in the PDF. You can use this presentation right here. Okay, you can schedule time to chat with them and get them up and running. Now, the second thing that's going to happen is you are going to pick up more of a leadership role, because you might be nervous in the beginning giving it to them, but it's all going to be all laid out for you. Okay, but you're going to be into your leadership role because you're just going to follow right along the slides and tell them what it is that they need to do and what you need from them. Okay, that's how our leaders are going to be built, because the breakdown is in being able to take them from knowing nothing to knowing something, to duplicating, to building their business. Okay, so you say, well, what I wanted to do is automate this thing as much as possible by sending them to the video, but that's a breakdown. That's not happening. So we need to get, and this is not something that you need to do for a long period of time, but you gotta have a strong foundation when you're building your business. Okay, so my wife earlier, I said, not only do you need to know how to, it's great that, hold on, I'm getting some feedback here. Okay, not only should you know how to do the actual presentation, okay, because again, it helps you to learn the verbiage of the business. It also helps you to have a commanding presence when doing your close, your follow-up. You want to learn your business. You in the business, be the business. That's where your money's going to come from. That's how the more you increase your value, the more money you're going to make. Why do you think Brian Bing makes so much money in my econ? Because he's presenting, okay? He's in front of the room. They say it's called the principle of the marker. He's presenting So he's seen as an authority in the business, okay? So Mr. Stokes, Mr. Curry, they travel all over the country doing presentations. Keith Tucker, Terrence Hill, they're presenting, they hold the market, okay? So the more that you're involved in your business, the more money you're gonna make, okay? The less you're involved, the less you're gonna be underneath the person who's doing the video, okay? Who's doing the presentation. So bringing that back, you need to be able to give them a proper orientation so that, and we'll practice it here through the slides so that we can hear how you're coming across, hear what you're saying. And you also will perfect the fact of bringing a new teammate and getting them off to a great start. I think sometimes people are not comfortable telling other people what it is that they need to do. And that's the key of leadership in this business, is being able to direct people in the way that they should go so they can have success. And Sheila is a teacher. She's been doing it for all her life. So she is comfortable with directing people in the way they should go concerning the business and ability to handle them. All of us might have different backgrounds. Ms. Bonetta's background is in customer service. She's been directing people through customer service. So, and so on. Same thing with Miss Erica and myself being in the military. So we all have background. Terrence, you got something?
I actually do. I'm interested to know exactly for everyone's field that they worked in or either work in, how much more easier was it for you to actually prospect those people? Like, I know people in each of those fields, but me myself, I'm not in that field. So I'm curious to know exactly, that was probably the first pool that you dove in when you prospected. If you for the military, you probably talked to a lot of people who are already enlisted, and it was probably easier for her. She's a teacher, maybe a lot of teachers, was her. I'm curious to know, because I think I can incorporate it somehow.
Okay, so this is Sheila, and I'm older than all of you, okay? And I don't care what you say, age has a lot to do with it, because you begin to forget stuff, kind of like, oh, my mind is not as sharp as it used to be, and that is the truth. And as a teacher, you're really going over the same information over and over again. You might kind of make it, cute and bright for the students and everything. But when it came to this language here, I really didn't know this language, and I knew that a long time ago. I could fake it with students, but it's very hard to fake it with adults. You really have to know this language. And so I knew I didn't, and that was, so when I would talk to teachers, I made it pretty, I made it understandable, but I could fake the background. But when it really comes to after prospecting, I was like, okay, I really need to know this stuff. And so I really didn't. So that's why I was so excited about the cash flow quadrant, because I am a leader in a sort of way, but I really didn't know the language. So yeah, I'm practicing.
Right on. Appreciate that, Ms. Sheila. Thanks for sharing that. Appreciate that. And she is in a group with teachers, and she's collaborating with teachers and prospecting them as well. Me myself, actually, I didn't. I've been trying to figure out how to connect with military people, but actually I didn't really build my business through a lot of military people. Also,
big market.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what Terrence Hill does. He's prior Army, so most of his guys are military. I personally, I built my business through social media and a lot of the leads that we have come through. So I have people from all walks of life that's been a part of our organization. My thing is I've been focusing more on from a professional standpoint. People that have athletic background, people that have like military, like you said, military is good. People that have been involved in sports, people that are involved in sales, people that are winners, people that are ambitious, people that are motivated. We call it STEAM: sales, teacher, enthusiastic, ambitious, and money motivated. Okay, so that's what I look for. And my goal is to come across, if I can impress upon you, is your goal is to come across as a builder, okay? As a builder. Now, again, I say it every call, and I will say it every call, because I want you to really understand. I was talking to my wife yesterday. I said, man, I want 20,000 active associates over the next 12 months, and we can do it. I haven't even put out the video to show you why I know we can do it. However, I said to my wife, I don't want 20,000 active associates. I don't want a mob of people. What I want is I need 20 EVP infinities that will have 1,000 people on their team. That's what 20 CEO infinities will bring. They'll all have at least 1,000 people on their team. Okay, so you want to have the language of a builder that because you want to look at your business as having assets. I got you, Artisha. I appreciate that. You want to have a mindset of I'm building assets. Okay, that's what my econ teaches: cash, asset, cash. Not too many people, again, in my econ, you'll hear them talking about it. Again, I'll keep saying it. They'll be harping on the W4. Don't get lost in that sauce. Okay, there's two different companies here. There's my econ, the personal financial success sales system, and then there's my econ, the distribution system. If you go back and read your my econ contract, you will see that you are an independent distributor. You're not an independent personal financial success sales agent. Your contract will say independent distributor of the my econ products and services.
Yep.
Okay, so you're a distribution center. But most people say, oh, I'm selling W4, I'm selling the system, I'm selling cash flow manager, I'm selling that. And that's what they think that they're doing. That's why a lot of people don't join network marketing, because they think, oh, you want me to sell something. No, you setting up distribution, okay? So 20 or however many, Miss Bonetta wants to make 20 grand a month. So how many CEO infinities does she need that will pay her? How many assets, how many McDonald's franchises does she need to pay her 20 grand a month? Well, one CEO infinity will pay you $8,000 a month. Another CEO infinity will pay you $16,000 a month. And herself being a CEO infinity will pay you $24,000 a month. So I need two CEO infinities plus myself to be one. Now I reach my goal. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, any questions on that? We got 1 minute left. We're about to cut it loose. All right. So, anybody, you good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, with that being said, so keep that in mind from a builder standpoint. Also, I'm going to take this presentation here, this orientation, and I'm going to put it in PDF, and we'll go over it on our next call next week or so. I want to get you comfortable. Again, you want to build your foundation. Again, you want to build your foundation, your prospecting. Then you want to be able to move them. And here's the cycle. You want to be able to move them to being, to get that new recruit up and running. Okay. Get them 3 people on their team right away. Teach them what it takes to get their first promotion, which is not EVP. A real promotion is EVP Gold. That's when they really have joined the team, when they hit EVP Gold. Okay. So you want to move them to that. And then you want to teach them how to do the exact same thing. Once you do that, then you can send them out into orbit, right? And now you want to do it again until over and over and over again. You want to get your process down so where you know it by the back of your hand, and then continue on doing that. So, and then when you're ready to stop, then you can just, let it go. But you first got to lay that foundation, and you got to lay it strong. You can't, and then you can automate it. Okay, a lot of people want to go from zero to automation, and that's how you hurt yourself. You're not going to get thousands of people joining just because you buy some system real quick and you don't know what you're doing. So it doesn't take long. Okay, it doesn't take long. Over the next 6 months, 8 months, you can get that going, get that up and running on its own. So, but I will end with this. Over the next 6 months, I want you to see yourself going from wherever you're at right now, from EVP, okay, to EVP Gold, all right, within the next 30 to 60 days. See yourself as an EVP Gold, and then going on to Platinum, and then ultimately to CEO Infinity, where you have 1,000 people on your team, okay, because 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, 729 equals 1,000 people. Now you can do that. I can see you doing that over the next 6 to 12 months. There's no reason why you can't make that happen. But you have to, again, master your system. You have to master your system and continue to chart your course and believe that you can do it. Most importantly, over the next 60 days, I'm going EVP Gold. Over the next 60 to 90 days, I see you going EVP Platinum. Over the next 60 to 90 days after that, I'm going Infinity. And 60 to 90 days after that, you will be a CEO Infinity. It's done, it's settled, and it's happening right now. Period. End of story. Put it all over your house, put it in your shower, okay? I'm never giving up, I'm never caving in, I'm not quitting. And my override explosion is happening right now, every single day. When you get up in the morning, that should be after you say, thank God for another day, say, my override explosion is happening right now. Somewhere, somehow, somewhere, my business is duplicating. It's overriding. People are waiting for me. People are looking for me.
Yeah.
Today is my day. All right. So let's go win, y'all. I see you all at CEO Infinities. So I got 5 or 6 y'all on here. So I'm only looking for about 15 more CEO Infinities, and we're gonna have this thing cranking. All right. So
All right.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Anybody got anything before we go?
Yeah. When you come back next Monday, please tell us about your story. You was going to tell us the story, but I think you talked about something else.
About what? What story?
You said you was going to tell us you had a My Econ story. I thought that's what you said. I thought that's what I heard you say.
Personal story?
Yeah.
Yes, I will. All I was gonna say about that real quick. If you gotta go ahead. I appreciate you. But what I learned real quick is once you master the prospect peak and pass real quick, once you master you want to. I'm learning that in the beginning, when you, especially about recruiting, you want to start talking to the prospect. I did this the other day with Terrence and his prospect. You want to start talking to your prospect about what's important to them, what their goals are. Do they see themselves, because you're a recruiter, you're a builder, do they see themselves doing what they're doing for the rest of their life? Okay, you want to start asking them pain questions. Are you making all the money that you want to make? Okay, do you see yourself doing what you're doing for the rest of your life? Okay, what kind of income do you need to make in order to be able to reach these goals and dreams that you say you have, that you want? But what Mr. Bonetta was reminding me of is that I'm also learning to, Art Williams said, you got to capture the heart in the beginning. So I'm learning how to capture their heart by telling my personal story. So that's what I'm learning to do. You want to take 30 seconds and share with the prospect why you joined My Econ. And you want to filter that, pepper that, salt and pepper that a little bit with a little bit of pain. You know, for instance, hey, Terrence, the reason why, the reason why I joined My Econ is the fact that I was working a job. I wasn't making all the money I wanted to make. I wasn't spending the time with my families I wanted to. My children were going to the field trips. I wasn't able to go on those trips. And I wanted more freedom. I was looking for something that was going to allow me to have that freedom, because I didn't like a boss telling me what to do. I didn't see myself being here the rest of my life, and I wanted to change. So the reason why I got involved in My Econ, because I saw a system whereby I got involved, I can build passive and residual income, and I can change my family for generations to come. Does that resonate with you at all? Oh, heck yeah, definitely. I want to, and then, so I'm learning to grab the heart, tell my personal story, in the prospecting, peak and pass part of talking to my prospect. Okay, so that's something that you want to get good at incorporating as well. Tell your story and grab their heart. All right.
Got it.
Appreciate that. All right. Y'all have a good night, and I will post the recording in the morning. I'll make sure that it downloads tonight, Mr. Sheila. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Good call, y'all. Have a great night. Thanks
Okay. Good night, all.
Good night.
Good night.
Why was my phone blowing up like that?